Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another ECM repair video here. This time is in a 2007 Chevy Silverado with a 2500 HD 6.6 liter diesel. Customer concern. This is for, let me just see the number, Full Throttle Automotive. David, this is your computer. He sent this computer because they cannot see vehicle speed sensor signal on the computer. They said that they check all the circuitry to the computer and it's not working. So I did try a few different signals. I can walk you through the connections. I have here gather what I'm using pretty much right now. So as you can see, we got the powers, we got the grounds, the communication lines. Everything, this computer uses two connectors, as I put in here. C1, connector 1 is a 96 pin, and connector 2 is a 58 pin. So this is the cam sensor signal, crank sensor signal, engine coolant temperature. Again, sensor grounds, I check all of them. Vehicle speed signals to instrument cluster, vehicle speed signal to ABS. This will be brought from the computer to them. The vehicle speed signal itself is in connector C2. The signal itself is in pin 45. And you can see again the communications, the 5 references, and all the stuff in here. I had the computer all connected. I'm using this arm in here that I can hold the computer on a very comfortable height that I can do all the connections in the front. Again, this is a computer that I don't have the harness built, so I use the universal harness, and I have signals coming from my one of my simulators. I got the scanner connected with a BCI or MBCI from Top Done, and I'm using the Top Done. We can see that I have indeed engine speed, the cam is valid, and the crankshaft is valid. I have those signals already saved from other vehicles. I can change the temperature. Let me just change the temperature so you guys can see that. I can go up or down. I'm keeping it in a comfortable kind of a little warm, not too warm temperature, but you can see the speed is correct. As far as the engine, I cannot make that speed change. I'm actually injecting from my signal generator. I can use this produces signals. I just rather use the arbitrary signal generator for this case. And I have this beautiful connectors coming from actually the hotel had this and I'm using it. I have some other from AS Wave that have the same male and female and then a 4mm banana adapter on the back that I can plug the the oscilloscope is also reading the signals that I'm injecting on the from the signal generator to the computer. So this is the signal that I'm using for vehicle speed, and these are the signals coming from the simulator, cam and crank, and then the coolant temperature. That's all I have connected. Reading the information online, I have gathered all the information in here. I got computer data lines, and I can show you that here in a second. I'm using a mix of Protoman and Identifix. They use pretty much the same botch wire diagram. So this is the CAN network. You'll see the connectors. I already put them in here. The CAN is in connector C2 and the class 2 data, serial data is also in connector 2, pin 9. CAN low is pin 44, and CAN high is 57. It's obviously working good because I have communication with the scanner. So that's good. Again, these are also I have the pinouts that I can check to make sure that everything is and is based on the beam of the vehicle is all correct, and I can check all the 5 reference and everything. I am only checking his concern. I can go back to all data in this case, or sorry, not all data, Identifix, looking for the crank sensor signal, make sure that was correct. Actually, this is Mitchell Protoman, but I have it open also on all the keep saying all data and Identifix. Just I was looking for that cam and crank position sensors, and this is the original side that Protoman doesn't have. I wish they put this also. So I can use just a one system. I really do like Pro Demand. Let me take you over there. Things that I upload from them is, again, you can click on a component and see the actual component location and everything. Let me go over to the crankshaft position sensor. You can see that I got the three wires selected. If I click in here, and it opens all this in here, and it says component location, guided component testing, which is pretty good. Sometimes it even gives me waveform, like when you're using the troubleshooter, it does. You see right here, it gives me a waveform signature for the crank sensor signal, so I can see what I'm using. It says it's a 58X, so perfect. That's exactly what I'm injecting. If I go over to customer's concern, again, the vehicle speed not reading. Let me close all this. I can type the full code, which is P0502. If I click enter, I can click in here. This will open all, like in the scanner. I can go over to component operation, component location, connect guided component test. This is very good from Snap-on. These will sell them to any technician because of this. And this is again what I upload from a Snap-on, and I use it a lot because of the same thing on the scanners. I mean, I have all the computer pinouts right here, very handy. One way, one click, everything is right here. And if I scroll down, I'm sorry that I'm going very fast, but this is a very easy. It's a two-pin connector sensor, and this is an AC generator signal, and we can see that in here. That's what they send this they say here. Um, Very important is if we go over to the wire diagrams, which I can have it open in here. Let me go over to, and that's what I don't mind using two different information sites at the same time. Like if we go over to the engine computer and I go over to the last wire diagram, we can see the vehicle speed sensor. It has two different vehicle speed sensor. One, this will be for, as is marked in here, a 5-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual transmission. So if it's a 6-speed manual transmission, this will have a very different signal. Or if it's a if it's a manual 6-speed manual transmission, if it's a 5-speed automatic transmission, then it will have a signal that can be also square wave. Because again, if I go over, this is the good thing about Identifix as well. If I put the fault code in here, P0502, it will give me some of the descriptions and operations and everything that some of the techs have done in this. And this is all for the same 2007 Silverado 2500 BA diesel Bean D. This is a Bean diesel test details. Check for miles per hour in the transmission control module data, drive, shaft, turn, and if not okay, check the purple wire, blah, blah, blah. So the only thing that I can see happening in here is this signal has to go from the transmission control module to the engine computer. This is the engine computer. So the only thing that I can imagine is I'm not sending the correct signal that the TCM will be sending over to the computer, the engine computer, and that's why I don't have the fault. Oh, sorry, the data. Is this a square wave? Because reading somebody else's information in here as well, it says it should be a 2.5 and minus 2.5 a square wave. This is a sine wave, but I can change that too on my arbitrary signal generator. I can turn this off. So I'm going to turn this and I'm going to just go over to sine wave and I can keep the same voltages. I can change right, so you can see I have that it's like almost 7 volts. That should be like 3.5 volts to 3.5 volts, right? To complete the 7 volts. I can change that to what the other technician was describing. So high amplitude, I will just change this to 5 volts and then I can go back to frequency Right now, if we see the signal in here, it decreases. The amplitude now is 2.5 positive to 2.5 negative, as that other tech was referring. Still, I don't have a speed. And I can try to change the amplitude of that waveform. Let's see, I'm going faster or slower, but in the scanner, I get no response at all. Um, this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just trying to help somebody else with another computer issue. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. If I do a repair on this computer, I will most likely record some of that. I know that sometimes it's very hard for me to keep recording videos of the repairs and sharing some of that information. And it's very time consuming. So please, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe. You can share my videos to others if you are a repair shop. I'm here for you guys. If you are marine engine computers, automotive engine computers, I work them all. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. I see you next time. Bye bye.